So you're the founder of a business who is up to your eyeballs in being the rainmaker and everything else in your business. Like you're running around with like 8 arms trying to do all of it. So you go and hire a salesperson because you want to take some of that off of your plate. You quickly realize as soon as that salesperson starts, I have to keep being rainmaker for a while. And I have to keep all these other plates that I'm spinning going and also find time to train and onboard and get this salesperson up to speed. What I'm going to do in this video is I'm going to give you a really simple framework that you can use to create a bulletproof onboarding and training for your new sales hire. The first thing it needs to include is the timeline. Right? So what is the timeline for the onboarding plan that you're creating? It will vary depending on the level of salesperson that you're hiring, the industry that you're in. I like to look at the sales cycle. Right? Like that's a really good starting point to say, what is the timeline for this onboarding? Because if you have a product or service that has a 6-month sales cycle, typically. So like from the point of first contact, you're doing discovery or all of that, to the point of conversion and actually closing a deal. If it takes 6 months to do that, it doesn't really help to have a 2-week onboarding plan. How are they going to know if they're on track? Like into month 3, into month 4, into month 5, they shouldn't even have any deals based on the average sales cycle. So you want something that's going to generally cover the ramp up period to production. Then we need to look at it and say, all right, what all does this onboarding plan need to succeed, right? Like I want this to be the playbook of success for the salesperson. So what all are the things that they need in order to reach success and hit the goals that I want them to hit? And I'm sure that they want to hit. And then the third is positioning. And this is really important. And some people will just gloss over this. And I really wish you wouldn't, because this might be one of the most important things. When I talk about positioning, what I mean is, do you have specific markets that you sell to? Do you have specific verticals or specific industries that you sell to? And how you're positioned in the marketplace is super helpful. But more specifically, do you know what your USP is? Do you know what your unique selling proposition is? Do you know, and can you explain and articulate why people choose you? Then look at reporting and tracking and analytics. What are the reports that you're going to be looking at? And what are the reports that they should be looking at to know whether they're hitting goals, whether they're getting the results that you want, whether they're hitting the activity metrics that you want them to hit? Like what are the different dashboards and what are the different sources of data that they have to look at to determine how they're performing? And then lastly in this section is support and enablement. And what I mean is, what's the collateral that you have that you can arm them with to go out and make sure that they can sell to the best of their ability? Do you have some flyers? Do you have some PDFs? Do you have some good landing pages? Do you have like some good email sequences? Like what are all the resources that we have created to support and enable sales right now? And where do I find those things?